first bans, we all know what it's going to be. It's going to be Chen. It's going to be Wisp. Ember Spirit because Gunner's on the enemy team. Oh, they ban Earth Spirit.
That's interesting that they opted to do that.
Do they think that Nusham's here?
It's possible. It's possible that they did their research based off of, having Nusham. But
yeah.
Got the Sandy King. He is the top picked, I believe, currently right now over at Birmingham. And I believe it's got a, what was it, a
46% win rate.
46% win rate.
Which is reasonably good considering it's a first phase hero and people are not leaving it like uncontested. Like it's a countered. People are countering it because they know it's so good, and it's still a 46% win rate. I mean, Drow when she was getting first picked had like a 52 to 56% win rate or something like that. So, but Sand King's not Drow. Drow was broken.
Where's the Grimstroke ban here though? Where's the Grimstroke ban? Because we got Isurus. They've got Warlock.
Fatal Bonds.
They've got Sven. This is like the dream. We saw, was it No Tail who was playing that hero and just obliterated with the Fatal Bonds and the
double Fatal, yeah.
The Grimstroke. It was bonkers. Yeah, look at that ban. Immediately, they're like, absolutely no way. They saw the combo.
They saw the combo.
Sven, though, is a very, very strong hero. We were discussing this earlier. 80-something% win rate right now, just because of one of the reasons, the fact that he's so versatile. So say you draft someone who's going to be able to kite him, you can move him to a support position. You don't have to run him as the core.
So I would say it's a little less versatile now on the support role, and on the offlane role than it was before. People are still doing it. It's just it restricts your build a little bit. Like you have to go very specific. If you go offlane Sven, it feels pretty bad to go for like the Crimson and the Vlads because your shield, if you don't have a lot of strength, it doesn't really do that much. However, with that being said, it does happen. Like you're right, it does happen. But also, this hero is versatile in terms of the builds that he can go. So people go for the Blink Midas BKB build, and that's pretty good for like a mid-game timing with the Midas. Coming online, you get like a bunch of items after you get BKB, Daedalus, something like that. You two-hit people in a fight. You're kind of like an anti-mage. But then also you can go for like a Sanjin Yasha, Satanic, Daedalus, Monkey King Bard, that sort of thing. Maybe even a Bloodthorn, something like that. And the hero is unbelievably strong in the late game. I've heard other people say that Sven is not a late game like super carry, and it just depends on the build. If you're going for the Echo Saber BKB Blink build, then yes, he's not. He's a mid-game timing hero.
Right.
But you can build in this other way where you're not really getting kited in fights because you have a million status resistance. You hit extremely hard through evasion. And I think that's another very good way to play Sven. Although people are opting more to go for the mid-game timing, at least in Birmingham, from what I've seen, which is pretty strong.
Interesting to note, too, taking a look at this draft, that they actually didn't opt to grab anything like an Oracle, being able to purge off some of these different spells and whatnot. He did manage to slip through. And I still feel like that hero is very, very good.
Yeah, I like Oracle a lot. The reason that I like Oracle so much is because it's a block pick to a lot of the top heroes that are getting first phase. Like, you purge the Abaddon shield. It's really good against Abaddon. You
can purge off the not Fatal Bonds, because you can't purge that off, but you can purge off the Shadow Ward, right?
I think so.
If you do that.
I think you can
War
purge
Cry,
Fatal.
you can purge off.
Yeah,
for sure.
So these are weird heroes because they're picked like first phase in combos.
Yeah.
But like the typical first phase heroes, Bat Rider, Purge the Napalm, Darkseer, which
Ion
is
Shell.
completely ignored here. Oh, actually, no, it's not ignored. Second phase ban. But some teams will first phase that. You purge the Ion Shell, you purge the Surge.
Yeah.
The only thing is, with Sand King being so prevalent and being the top hero, basically, of the patch, that's not just insta-banned every game, Oracle doesn't do anything to SK. And I think that's a big reason that the hero has fallen off to some degree, is that SK does not care about an Oracle in the lane or in the game, because you just take these long, drawn-out fights. You don't have to kill somebody with Epicenter on Sand King to function in a game. And Oracle just wants to save somebody from like one big, ability. And Sand King is just kind of like, okay, well, come fight me in my Sandstorm. I'll sit here in Sandstorm for 5 minutes if you want to take that fight, I'll take it. And Sand King will get off a bunch of burrows, do a bunch of damage to the Sandstorm. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. It is completely underrated how much damage that ability does. It's like 150 per second with the talent.
That's pretty ridiculous.
It's nuts. If you get Veil of Discord or a Spirit Vessel, I saw
we don't see that much Veil anymore.
It's an occasional pickup on Sand King. I would say in pubs, Veil is actually a really good SK item, but when it comes to competitive, people are probably going to opt more for like the Crimson Guards and stuff because your team can do the damage for you, so you don't really need the Veil. But Zai will pick it up if he's got Zeus or something like that, where the entire
the combo.
Right, the idea is you have this combo, magic damage combo. The thing is though, a Veil is a really nice early item if you don't want to go for a Vanguard, because it gives you stats and it's something to get before the blink.
Right.
Like, it feels pretty bad to just rush a blink dagger on Sand King. You want something that's giving you actual stats and value. That's not just, hey, I'm going to reposition from here to there.
Yeah, it's like it's like an enigma, right? Because you don't want to just be a black hole. You want to be able to provide something else to these fights when you're having your big ultimate on cooldown, whatnot.
I actually think Dominator into Blink on Enigma is a perfectly reasonable build if there's but I still wouldn't, even if it's a good Blink game, I wouldn't go Blink first, because you just need something before that. You know, it's
whether
like
it's a Helm Dom or like a mech or something. Helm Dom's obviously the better choice.
Bracers and Wraith Bands have kind of taken the role of you build it to end out the laning stage, but it's not an item that you really care to have in your inventory in the mid game. It's more like you want to put the value from the winning the laning stage into winning the end of the laning stage, and then you get the bigger items at the end of the laning stage, like Atos, some random stat items like that.
This is interesting that they picked up the Omni Knight, because right now they've got a lot of magic damage coming out from the side of BangBang. And that's, one of the big things. Not the only reason, right? But like the Guardian Angel is a big draw for negating that damage.
What did they change about Omni in the 7.22B? Let me check this here. They did not change Omni. What did they change about him? They made the Aghanim Scepter. It heals, right? If you Ag's ulti, it heals towers now.
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure. There was a lot of changes. There were a lot of Ags added. But that's why we have you, sir.
Yeah, I'm Googling it. Don't worry, I got you. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they changed it. So now it also provides 40 HP regen per second. And, of course, that's to buildings. I personally believe anything that affects buildings and it gives regen to buildings is like innately going to be very strong. I don't want to say broken, because I feel like that word is thrown around a lot in Dota, but the whole game is broken. That's why it's such a good game.
Well, especially with all the Ags that just got added. Like it's been very interesting to see what's been surfacing.
Some of them are nuts, but the trade-off is you have to build an Ags. That's the thing. Or you have to kill like the third or fourth Roshan. So it's there's a trade-off.
Well, it feels very snowbally right now on the side of Isurus here.
I feel like this is the best Razor game I've ever seen. You just have a Sven Omni Knight on the enemy team.
Yeah.
Don't you just pick Razor here?
Or like a Timber?
And you just go to a side lane?
I guess not a Timber at this point, because then you're just going way too heavy on the
I'm not 100% sure if Timber beats Omni. I imagine probably, since the Purification nerf. I remember old Timber when he did, old Omni when he did 360 damage. He could actually beat a Timber.
Oh, is this a... So this is a pause for Lina.
Yeah, support Lina with the Sand King.
Last time I saw this was Fear running this, I think.
That's good. I think Lina is getting played. This is one of the big reasons that Lina has come back as a hero, is that as a 4-roll, she's pretty good. The only problem is if you pick her as a 4-roll and you have like something like an Abaddon as your other support, or an Oracle as your other support, you really lack some sort of teamfight lockdown. But of course, when you have a Sand King, you have no problems teamfighting. So you can pick something like Alina as a support, and you can be squishy and die in fights, or just do damage and throw out one stun, and it's still fine because you have the Sand King to be that kind of persistent fighting team fighter.
Well, then you've got the position 5 Abaddon, or like you said, the Oracle. These are heroes that they don't need farm. Like Abaddon's got everything he needs in his kit. Anything else is just a nice bonus.
You need like a stick.
Able to do so much. Yeah, you need a stick, maybe some boots. Yeah,
I think you're good at that point. I think that's it.
Maybe a ward here and there if you're feeling a little frisky.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Like a Bassi if you're feeling real frisky.
Ooh, the one true king.
Okay.
That
Against
is
a potential Omni Rubik lane. I do feel like Omni should have a really easy game.
This is a double stun lane though coming out here. If they decide to on BangBang, right? If they decide to run that Lina, like have a rotation come out with the Wraith King.
Yeah,
that's pretty scary.
That is always nice to have a Lina support where you have setup in the lanes. Even TA, when you want to start rotating for her, which would be when she's level 6, she has the traps to set up. We don't know who the mid laner is, but you know that she can gank both the side lanes and the mid lane.
I don't like this draft coming out for the side of Isurus. I just feel like it's going to take too long for them to come online.
I'm not 100% sure what the... I guess the Omni is to buff the Sven. You give him the Heavenly Grace, and he's got the extra strength, which will benefit, the Sven ulti, because you get the base damage increase.
Yeah.
The Omni just almost nothing to save a sniper. If sniper gets gone on, and there's an Omni, it doesn't matter. He's gonna die anyway. Like there's nothing to really. Sniper's all about positioning, or heroes like Oracle that could completely hard save him.
Yeah.
Like Omni doesn't do much, but you have the Omni Sven combo. Sniper just kind of seems like a last pick hero that they threw in to just kind of counter the TA a little bit, and then also it's a bunch of melee heroes on the enemy team, so it just feels like a pretty decent sniper game. But like you said, they have Sven Sniper. These are two very greedy heroes. Even an Omni is relatively greedy if he doesn't have a good lane. It could be rough.
Well, we're going to find out if they're going to be able to pull this off, if they'll be able to split up that farm enough and make this happen. But it always makes me really nervous whenever I see a sniper picked up with another core that kind of just wants to farm. Granted, Sven can be active early, but it just feels like BangBang's got the more rounded draft to me right now.
I feel like in this game, what's going to happen is Sniper's going to go for the peep build. He's going to go for the the passives. But I really genuinely think like if you're against a TA and you have a farming hero on your team, you match Shrapnel and you fight.
Yeah.
You can still farm with Shrapnel. Like it's a really good ability for farming stacks or for pushing out waves. I really think that people underrate that build. I was going to say I think that this is a good situation for what are they called? BangBang. They just picked a random name.
They got a nice banner.
They do. They've got jerseys too. But it's a good game for BangBang to make a level 1 play because they have really good setup stun for the Lina. They have Sand King and Wraith King. They have
that's great.
Triple stun. I also think that you could lane the Wraith King Abaddon into the Sven lane and do really well against that lane and farm. Stop the Sven from farming, and then lane the SK against Omni, and Omni's not going to have a good lane. Like I don't see how Omni beats an SK, especially without sentries. Nobody has sentries in this game. Okay, Warlock has a sentry, so you actually you probably want to put the Sand King versus Omni. I feel like that's a hugely Sand King favorite matchup right now. He did go for Burrow first on Sand King though, so he's looking to fight.
You can see they're creeping forward here, trying to get some information. We'll see WIJ over on the side here.
Dude, WIJ doesn't even have the jungle set. Come on, what are you doing?
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Where's the? I'm sure he has it. He's got to equip it.
Maybe he hasn't equipped it yet. I don't know.
I mean, that is a cool set that he has, though. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie to you here. That's a pretty cool set.
Yeah, I like the horns for sure. For sure.
It's minimalist a little bit, which I can respect.
I like how you're ragging on WIJ here, and I don't think Wolf has any cosmetics equipped on his Lina.
Let me see. Yeah, that's a 0 cosmetic Lina. NGW is... Oh my god, that is an awful Sankey. She's got the hand. Come on.
Alright, there's going to be the Light Strike Rays. They're going to try to get some more damage over here onto WIJ. Follow up with the Burrow Strike. They're going to try to keep healing them, but so we've got that misquote. They're just going to keep on spamming. MJW, does he have another Burrow Strike coming up just yet? Again, another one of those in about 2 seconds here. He's already selfed up, though.
Nice
Full force out that regen. And they'll be pretty happy with that on the side of BangBang. So this is...
Where do the bounties go? Let's see. There's still 1 bounty somebody hasn't taken. Okay, it's Dire. So Dire, 2 bounties for 2.
Dude, my inner Korean is like going crazy about this. Probably.
Anytime
but
that's what I think about.
When I was learning how to say the word bread in Korean, I couldn't get the hard sound down. It's bang. So my friend was like bang bang, like imagine like you're shooting like a little gun, bang bang. And so like I keep wanting to do that. Husky is taking a lot of punishment here in this top lane.
Yeah, this is a rough lane. I'm surprised that they didn't do the aggro setup with Husky farming against the Sven. He's only got 4 tangos left.
You think it's worth it to make a rotation at this? Is this too late at this point to
you could
try to get a more favorable lineup? Because I know the Rubik's going to be causing him a lot of issues.
No, not
Faithful, so.
I think not at this point anymore. You have no regen on the Wraith King, so even if you make a rotation, you kill somebody, they just come back and Wraith King still has no regen.
Right.
You need somebody to die here and bring regen out. That's actually what you need. You need Lina to go
Might
suicide.
be Husky.
Yeah, it might.
Not careful. Some nice Light Strike Rays coming out from Wolf. We'll be able to throw that harass right back at him.
It's interesting to me that they put the Abaddon in the off lane with the Sand King and Lina in the safe lane, as if they could pressure an Omni with the double stun. I guess it's just when Husky loses all this regen right at the start, he's fighting this uphill battle where you just can't apply pressure when you're constantly taking pressure in the lane. Yeah, he's
getting worked.
Yep. Wolf's trying to do his best here, but you know
there's only so much he can do. Oh, that clarity getting cancelled hurts too.
No mana regen anymore. He's just got the mango, but it doesn't. It gives you like 1 extra light strike away. You know, so it's not sufficient.
No, they're doing the best that they can here, but
once Omni gets some levels, I think this lane goes a lot easier for him. Like level 2 point in the purification is a lot of damage.
Have blessed me.
Bottom lane, MJW is going to get healed up again by Mario. And this is just kind of like this lane where you're going to see a lot of sustain coming out from both sides, right? Because you've got that Mist Coil is going to be able to just keep spamming that. You've got the Shadow Ward being thrown out over on WI Giant.
Right. See, that's what I'm thinking. Like, if you're running this sustain, like, snooze fest lane down here, wouldn't you want a Wraith King farming down here instead of a Sand King? Sand King's going to farm regardless.
Yeah.
I guess in the mid lane, we've kind of ignored that. Gunner's doing pretty well as a TA versus Sniper, which I think at this point TA is okay versus a Sniper. Sniper gets a little bit better once he gets levels in the shrapnel and the headshot.
I mean, as long as Gunner lines up these side blades.
He almost got the courier. I think if he had the refraction damage, he would have gotten it.
Maybe. But
it's just luck. It's just luck that happens. You can't really.
Normally.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well. It's a little unfortunate that you have a Wraith King that's struggling a little bit, although he is coming back. I think he must have gotten regen from somewhere.
Maybe someone brought out a salve or had one flown out to him.
He might have used a courier.
That's possible.
Yeah, otherwise, if there's a Null Talisman on the courier. Whose Null Talisman is that?
I don't know.
Okay, so he just dropped regen for Wolf to go back and get. Wolf has an Null Talisman on the courier as well, and he's bought a bunch of regen. So he's being the courier, essentially.
Well,
which is
you
necessary.
do what you got to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but when you fight bot like that and you don't get a kill for it, and you have Wraith King run top and he's just solo for a minute and a half, he tends to get bullied. Husky, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, this is probably the most inactive game I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that's the problem when you have a Sand King Abaddon versus Sven Warlock. They just heal. And in the top lane, this is just a lane that's going to get pressured by Omni, but Omni doesn't really... He's not really killing people, it just slowly hurts you.
Yeah.
So it's like a slow, painful death.
Now, it's interesting, Gunner actually did pick up a haste rune over in that mid lane, so do you think we might actually... Oh, he's already popped it, though. I was going to say, maybe we'll see them try to make a rotation, try to alleviate some of that issue, like in the top lane, but...
TA's one of the few heroes where...
You really just got to wait for the 6?
Yeah, a lot of the time you get like a DD or a haste or an invis, you just run straight back to the mid lane and use that to kind of pressure the mid laner. Especially in a matchup like this where I think Sniper should be relatively favored. If you can use the haste to just make him feel unsafe laning and get a couple of last hits when you otherwise shouldn't, it's really good. Same thing goes like if you pick up a DD on, let's say, Storm versus Quap, you don't have to stand on the creep wave and try to trade. I mean, you could do that with the Queen of Pain, but you can literally just sit there denying and last hitting. Same with the getting in Illusion Rune. It's pretty nice. I've been playing a little bit of mid lane in pubs recently, and that's one thing that I've realized is that you get one of these lucky runes. It's like, oh, this is a favorite matchup all of a sudden, just because of this one single rune, and a rune can last for 40 seconds to like a couple of minutes, and like if you have a haste in your bottle, people can't gank you because they know you're just gonna haste away. You don't even need to use it. It's very nice. It's very
pretty
nice
neat how the way that that runes actually function within Dota, right? The fact that it is a little bit of luck base coming through,
right? But if you watch like Team Secret play, for example, and there's a really important hero to get runes, even without important heroes to get runes, they will religiously like secure both runes if they can.
Yeah.
Like they try to make it not luck based on the fact that they're just there defending it. They're ready to good teams really highly value runes.
Well, I mean that's one thing. If you watch, the tier 1 teams or S teams or whatever you want to call them, I've been told that the 5-minute like marking point for bounty runes, especially too. That's when you start to see a lot of these rotations come out.
Yeah.
If you're really able to, if you're able to take those supports like Secret does, secure the action runes, river runes, whatever you want to call those. You can definitely tip the game into your favor. But again, the bounty runes, the 5-minute mark is really when you start to see a lot of things start shifting, a lot of rotations.
So here's the weird thing is that I know a lot of North American teams think about that and they watch like Team Secret play, and we all know that it happens, and we didn't see it in the last game that we casted. There was not a 5-minute mark rotation. It was literally just there are 2 bounties. One set of bounties is usually free for your team, and then the other set of bounties is for the enemy team. What Team Secret does is they will almost always make a rotation with their 4 roll at 5 minutes. Yapsor will go to the aggressive runes. They'll take the free runes with Zai, and then they'll either rotate Zai or Yapsor to the aggressive runes, so they'll get 3 runes and a kill. And they do that at like every single 5-minute mark with whatever their strong hero is. And once again, a lot of North American teams, they know this. We all watch Secret replays, but then you don't do it because it takes like 2 minutes of planning to figure that out. Because you have to already be smoked at the rune. You can't just be like, oh, it's 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm walking to the bounty. That doesn't work. That's what bad teams do. So it is something that takes planning and understanding, matchups and understanding the heroes in the game before it's actually at the point where you can feel it. You have to know that, oh, I'm clockwork, I'm going to be level 3 at 5 minutes, I'm going to get ready to smoke and go to the top rune sort of situation. So it is something that's it's cool and easy to watch it happen, but it's a little harder to actually execute it.
Well, that's why these top tiers are the top teams are top tier, because they think of these things.
Right.
They realize, okay, we have to plan ahead of time. You can't just be like, oh, hey, a bounty rune, And that's another thing too. I think that's actually, was it Capitalist who tweeted at one point saying, like, in his NA pubs, like, someone tweeted saying that, like, NA players are so concerned about laning phase that they'll just ignore runes altogether half the time in high skill pubs.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense because, at the 5 minute mark, it's like one bounty rune is worth an entire creep wave.
Right, yeah.
It's worth a kill and a half. And, even more so now when, the XP bounty for kills has been nerfed. It does not have the base 40 or 50, whatever it was, experience bounty. So, yeah, it's definitely... People will go for kills, people will go to cut waves, people will farm a wave. And the thing is, like, you can get both. In NA, that's always the excuse, is people are like, oh, I want to farm. But people aren't preemptively pushing out the wave to go get the bounty is the problem. Like, you can farm both. You can have both. You just need to think about it. You just need to think about it in advance. And that's the thing, is these really good teams will do it not 30 seconds in advance. It's like, they go into the game knowing what they want to do at the 5 minute bounty rune. It's not I think a lot of people in at least North American pubs, they will 30 seconds before the bounty spawn. All right, guys, let's fight bounties. It's like, that's good. That's better than not.
Yeah.
Believe me, that is a step up from a lot of NA pubs. But it's at a high level, that's not actually that good.
Well, no, it's all about efficiency with Dota. Every single one of your moves should be equating to something. We talk a lot about being able to, take fights on the other side of the map, making sure that, you can always get an objective based off of that. The same thing goes with, any movement that you've got going on with these lanes. You want to have a purpose for it. You don't want to just be shuffling it around, because that's wasted time.
Yep.
And we are coming up on the 5 minute rune mark right now. MJW was looking, hopefully trying to get it.
Where's the smoke?
Does have the... He's got the bounty. Okay, Huskies forced back as they're able to get that bounty in the top lane. Sitting very, very low right now. He's got to be very careful. This Rubik wants to get one more hit. He's not going to be able to do it. Nice light strike. All right, getting landed by Wolf. Wolf's keep himself alive as Abaddon gets that denial off, as he was sitting very low with that mana and health.
It's...
They still want him. They want Huskies so bad. Look at Rubik. It's like, come back. I got a Fade Bolt with your name on it, buddy.
This is it's pretty unfortunate. This is one of those situations where Husky is still suffering from the initial 1.5 minutes or even less that he didn't have a support helping him in the lane. Like, he legit is still recovering from that in terms of regen. He would not be walking back to base right now if they had started top. Which is not a criticism. Like, that's what in Dota you want to go for these plays. You want to, like, we're going to go for a first blood bot, but that's the sacrifice that you make. You don't get the first blood, it's not worth it, and you have Husky 5 minutes later having to walk back. It's super unfortunate, but that's what happens in Dota.
It just feels
full soul ring.
This feels so bad. This feels like as bad as the Quap in the first game almost when you look at Husky there. And Hoshino is able to get that kill on Gunnar thanks to rotation coming out from the Rubik here in the mid lane.
Gets a D-ward as well.
Look at the tips coming out now.
This is a pretty...
And a double damage.
Pretty typical rotation that usually happens right after the 5 minute mark is you have a support send out like 2 or 3 wards on the courier. You place a safe lane ward, which he did, and then you walk towards the mid lane, you look for a gank, and you place a ward for the mid laner, and then you de-ward the mid lane. So it's just a really efficient rotation from Isurus there.
Well, we actually did have the Warlock, actually, who did place down, an observer, and they were able to immediately de-ward. So I guess it was like a second rotation coming out to make sure that they can get more vision down or what, but... This is giving Husky a little bit of breathing room, though, here on the top lane. He's starting to recover just a little bit, and they're able to get the kill on Omni, yeah.
Oh, that's bad, man. There's just a wave pushing in, too, so his death is unnecessary. Like, he just needs to wait for the wave to come in. That's one of the things as an offlaner that it feels really bad when you know there's a wave coming into you. You don't need to do anything, and then you walk up and die, and it's like, oh, that was, totally unnecessary. I was getting that farm anyway.
You'll be able to go get the pull-off over here on the side. There's not a lot of mana left over here on the Lina. So they're going to be able to bully Husky just a little bit, push him back here. Throw out that purification, try to farm up some of these scaly men.
I like the Husky's building. He's building phase boots. He's building the fight.
I think he has to at this point.
Yeah, Gunnar is on TA. He's against a sniper. It's a really hard matchup. He's probably going to be recovering and farming a lot. I think also if you're playing with Gunnar on your team, we talked about this. He's a very like 1v5 sort of style player.
Yeah.
So generally just having a player like that playing the farming role, no matter what hero they're on, is going to be pretty good. So Husky building into like a fighting style would definitely be appropriate for this team, I think.
And I mean, they are going to be pretty beefy at some point, right? Because, you know, the Sand King actually, what did the SK opt to?
MJW, he's going for phase boots as well.
He's going to go for the phase, okay.
It's a good armor game. Let's see, what's Sven picking up? He's going for Echo Saber first. I like this, man. I like that he's not just rushing the Midas. I really believe that this Sven build is also, you know, perfectly acceptable depending on what you want to do in the game. Like going for Echo Saber and then going for a little bit of lifesteal, maybe a full Mask of Madness now that's gotten buffed, and just going Sanch and Yasha, no blink, no BKB. Like, I really like that Sven style. If you have heroes to back you up in fights, like an Omni Knight, and then you also have the team fight potential of the Warlock and Rubik, I really think this is a good no BKB, no blink game.
All right.
He could be a god in this game.
A little bit more harass going on top lane, and we've seen the Abaddon. Mario's trying to soak up some of this experience in the mid lane while TA's farming in the jungle. Top of the CS right now, 65 and 16, so not too shabby right now.
We have Mario 2 stacking for the TA, so there will be a huge Ancient stack here.
Yeah,
like
that's going to be nice.
Misses the stack, unfortunately. That's a hard timing, though, when there's...
What are you talking about, Jenkins? There's even a timer now.
Yeah,
anyone can stack.
The purple creeps are so slow that it changes. Like, the timer isn't right.
Ooh, are they going to get another kill on Omni? Light Striker Array comes through. They're going to try to throw back Husky. There's the Purification, the Heavenly Grace, keeping him alive a little bit longer. He's going to be able to run out. Ooh. So close, so very close. They're still sending the Skellyman after him, actually. Not going to be able to do enough damage, though. He does have a Shrine up.
So that kill on him definitely set the Omni Knight back a little bit, but also the fact that he had a Soul Ring in his stash for like 2 minutes, that really hurts because you want to just keep pressuring by, you know, using Soul Ring Purification. It's this like slow war of attrition, but if you're playing against a Lina Wraith King, these are burst heroes. Although, speaking of
well, there's going to be the lift. They'll follow up with that stun Light Strike Array, but there's a Shrapnel. She just made a rotation. He's going to get a kill on Lina. Did 10-minute runes?
The sniper just walked off. I mean, that's a really good time to make a rotation like that. As he secures
we talked about we talked about bounties.
Dude,
we talked about
3 bounties. That's what that secures. That is a 100% solid rotation. I have huge faith in Isurus now just from like watching that. That in my opinion is a relatively high level play that a lot of NA teams don't do.
I believe WIJ too I'm not sure if he's still playing with Nick Cage right now. I know he was for a little bit while. That was kind of like an NA-SA mix.
Yeah, not sure.
I'm not sure what's going on with that.
was standing, Flampo God was standing in for them. I'm not sure what the situation is.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure what that roster is, but sometimes it helps being able to get outside your region and kind of gain some more insight as to how different groups play. I know that was a big deal when what was it? When Weeha, I mean, first of all, it was Weeha, but also, just having some fresh blood being brought down into the scene.
That whole situation.
Well, it was Pain Gaming first, then it became
I
Chaos.
think, also
Ooh,
just...
Gunnar? He's trying to TP himself out here. Let's get canceled.
He's defending the tower because he knows... See, this is the thing that like, separates, top 10 players like Gunnar from top 100 plebs, is that he knows that he's the person that has to be in the position to defend this tower, and even though it's not really great for a TA's game, he can still farm here and do okay.
Oh, Husky. He does put the point in the reincarnation, though, in case he gets taken down here. In fact, it looks like pull back. He really wants to get this. Isn't going to be able to quite close the gap, though, as Husky jukes himself through this tree line. They're searching MJW, waiting patiently on the side, just in case he has to jump in, try to save his Wraith King. But it doesn't look like he's going to be necessary.
This is nice. This is really nice from BangBang. Sorry. So they defend the top lane with Gunnar, knowing that he's like the strongest hero and the only hero capable of defending that. They secure their own safe lane tower, and they take the bottom tower. So
and that's a good tower to take.
It's a very good tower to take. Like it's even better to take that tower and then have your tower.
Is real.
All right, guys, we are back. We are so sorry about having that little interruption. We had some issues with the internet, but we are back up and running right now. Just a quick update too on the standings. It looks like our Chilean team unfortunately has GG'd on their match. I believe they were facing off against... I'm looking it up right now.
The Kingdom.
Thunder Predator. Cyber Kingdom versus Thunder Predator. Cyber Kingdom GG'd out of that game. They figured they could not come back after they lost the connection. We are going to be replaying I believe it is Black Sheep versus SG Esports because unfortunately they got disconnected. They can't get back into the lobby because we don't have a ticket. And luckily we are on a slightly different internet line here, so we are still going with Isurus versus BangBang. So we're back, 13 minutes in. You're here with Moxie. You're here with Jenkins.
Hello.
Let's go, boys.
There was a lot of banter going on between the game, the situation with the internet. And there's people down here physically. There was banter, and then also in the match there was some chats going on. eStars.com.
American Dota at its finest.
Yeah, lots of people talking about who has each other muted, who's like the sexiest person on LAN.
Yeah, I have orange muted. Do you?
You have orange muted? Oh, you're okay. I do have orange muted actually. I can quote, I'm not going to name names, but somebody shouted, "That's a good mute." One of the other players. I'm not going to name names.
Bottom lane, though, we do have the Wraith King Husky. He was taking a lot of damage. Reincarnation comes out. He's not going to be able to get away, though, fast enough, and he will be the first death as we get back into this game.
Oh, he's going for a Midas. That's how hard his game is right now. Is that he...
Midas gaming.
Yeah, it's rough, but I do think with how his TA is doing really well and his Sand King is able to just take like a dead lane.
Oh, that's a big melt strike that comes through, and they'll be able to clean up, get a double kill on Gunner. So he does have the Desolator completed, and that Hasten was pretty lucky. We talked about, the runes, how they can really make or break.
Especially if you have a Deso on TA and no blink, like you have no mobility. You do a lot of damage but no mobility, so you pick him a haste rune in this situation. Like if he has a blink in a haste, it's way less deadly than a haste with a Deso. It's like the perfect rune that you can pick up right now.
Now, how hard is it to get back in your groove after you've had a massive disconnect and downtime here?
That's a good question. I feel like with Dota players, a lot of it is just super impulse driven. We've played so many games of Dota that it'll probably be fine. I think if it was, if we're all playing like pick up soccer or something, we're okay.
Pick up soccer. Oh boy, Wolf is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Isurus is going to find themselves a very nice pick-off.
That's good supporting. That is good supporting. Like him dying there legitimately is great. It saved Husky, who they were actually trying to smoke to get. He does not have the reincarnation, so killing him again would really neuter him in this game. So it's a really nice positioning from Wolf, MJW.
Oh, they have dust.
To the high ground. That is nice. So he's still got the burrow going, or the sandstorm going.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower.
Unfortunately, it did not clear the creep wave for that angle, though. Or where we had it positioned.
It does keep him alive, though. At least, being able to go up to that high ground.
It's hard against a sniper, although he doesn't burrow.
Yeah, he just find himself that sniper. The pop with the Light Strike Array here coming out from the Rubik, I believe. He's got that stolen. Has the Burrow Strike now, and that is like one of the best spells for Rubik to steal. Gives you that little bit of extra mobility, almost like a free blink plus a stun.
It's hard to play Sand King versus Rubik now because...
Got positioning to jump in. WIJ is going to go use that God Strength. Light Strike Array will connect.
Like, no matter what you steal from Sand King, it's good. If you
he's got a good kit, for sure.
If you get a Sandstorm, you can just play the dead lane better than Sand King can.
Ooh, WIJ, he's so far away from the rest of his team, but he's doing a lot of damage here. They're going to try to keep Alina alive, but not going to be good enough. As they go, they drop the rock. They might be able to find a kill on Gunner. Gunner, he's got that Fairy Fire. He's got the Refraction up. Is he going to be able to get the kill on WIJ? Oh, at the last second, the Guardian Angel comes out. And there's going to be the epicenter as they take down the Rubik. They take down Hoshino, and it looks like this Warlock's going to be next on the list. The only one alive now is the Omni Knight.
They paid for that dive. But then again, 2 buybacks came out. And actually, 3 buybacks came out. So
that was a big kill, though, to take down the Sven.
It's a big kill, but I think it became a big kill after the Sven had committed and killed the TA. Like, it was looking like Sven would be a real problem in the game. So the buybacks to quickly stop that from snowballing out of control was definitely a good call, especially with how far they dove on the top lane.
Husky's getting run down here. He's just a little bit faster. That does have those phase boots online.
Wraith King's so fast now.
He's only got the 1 point in the Degen Aura too, so it's not
it's
horrible. But you definitely don't want to get run down by a solo Omni Knight and having your reincarnation get popped.
Yeah. Yeah, that ability, you could argue, in the early game is more important than your life. Like, if reincarnation is now, it's just 200 seconds where you can't be used as a hero. You can't pressure a lane, you can't...
MJW gets the denial on the tower.
Ooh, that was nice. That was a nice deny.
And that's his Blink Dagger, too. Extra mobile now around the side of BangBang.
Phase drums Blink. He's just really trying to be tanky this game, but also simultaneously be able to kind of run between lanes. He went for the movement speed talent as well.
Oh, Warlock. He went up to Mount Doom Jenkins, and they're going to be able to go and get a quick pick off. You never want to go up that side, man. Not without vision.
Free gold for Husky. Gunnar just farming the bot area of the map. His positioning has been super on point this game, which I suppose is exactly what you would expect. But he's just playing the area of the map that's just the most annoying for the enemy team. That they can't push him out of here, even if he's alone. And he's still getting the same farm, so it's like it's making a lot of space on the map, even though he's a hero that traditionally you'd think, oh, TA takes space, right? But yeah, not on like good teams, good players. They'll play like a PL or something, and if they're the only hero that can do something, they'll do it, because as Secret has taught us, that roles just don't matter. Roles do not matter in Dota. You just do the best. You just do the best job possible with the constraints that you have in a game, and it doesn't matter if it has to be like your support farming. If that's going to get you the highest win percentage, you take it.
So Secret is basically the WC of the music world, is what you're telling me right now.
I don't know what that is.
So, fun fact, though, we're watching everybody farm up. WC actually was really well known for doing, like, basically, if it sounds good, he's going to play it. And it works, too. But everyone else is like, no, he's breaking all the rules. But, everybody really, really likes WC. They appreciate it. Not everybody, but a good chunk.
It sounds so
Secret's
simple.
Very similar in that sense, right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. No.
Oh, boy. All right, Wolf's dead.
Space. I mean, he did buyback, so that's 60 seconds where they could potentially go take Roche for Isurus. But
yeah, you don't want the TA to get it, because TA does have that Dusso online.
Yeah, TA has a trap, so they need a sentry to deal with that. So they go for a smoke. They're going to go try to look for like Husky or something like that in the jungle. They ping him out. They see that he's there. They've got a really nice ward positioned here.
Was that the blink reveal on the Sven, too? Oh, Husky, 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 Husky. He's up on the high ground, but immediately followed up with the Bro Strike, the Purification. A couple right clicks here should be able to bring out that Reincarnation. There's a lot of Skelly men chasing them around, though. Get the slow up. There's the blink forward coming out from WIJ as he hits that. And there's going to be a nice epicenter followed up with the rock, though. Deso coming through. Are they going to be able to get it? They'll be able to take down the Wraith King. MJW trying to run himself away. He's got that Sandstorm up. Looks like Mario's going to be a little bit in trouble here as he has to run himself away. No Shrine available, but will stay alive, although this Golem, oh, he really wants this. Gunnar going to be able to get a kill, though, over on the Rubik back here. They'll follow up. Can they do anything else, though, is the question. I don't think they can. Gunnar's taken some of this damage here thanks to that shrapnel. Does not have the protection back up, but will be able to take down the Golem, get 100 gold off of it.
It's so funny and like oddly satisfying to see what just happened where you have 3 cores that are left alive and Gunnar just presses meld and nobody can do anything because the supports are dead.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It feels bad, man, if you're
the
other team.
The thing is, like, if you're an Omni, you're supposed to carry on Dust. I don't know. That seems really weird again. In retrospect, yeah, that'd be great. You could probably maybe get a TA kill there and stop this Roche that's about to happen. But it's an awkward hero to have Dust on in general.
Well, that ward is like right
TA.
on that line there. Gives you a lot of information, but not going to block the camp. And like we said, they've got a Deso online for this Templar Assassin. It's time to go in that Roche pit, and, they don't have the God Strength online.
They don't have the Golem either.
They've got a lot of traps laid down, too. You've got Alina standing nearby with the Invis. They do spot her, but they'll be able to go get themselves the Aegis on the TA. Nice Light Strike Array being thrown down. They're actually going to throw her down to the low ground as WIJ. He jumps forward. He's going to be able to maybe get this kill at the last second. They'll find the kill on MJW. They'll find the kill over onto Wolf. The sniper, he's got the sniping going on here as they go. Tries to assassinate a bat, and he's just going to heal up again. Turn back around, try to get as much damage off as he can. Just trying to use those spells, but he will eventually get slain.
Gunnar just drops a trap right where he knows that he could cut the creep wave with the trap. Like, basically, he's preparing for a possible high ground here. I don't know if they're going to high ground on the side of Isurus. It's just that the 2 people that died, MJW and Mario, or is it Wolf?
I think you can just take the tower here, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty happy with that?
But you do have 40 seconds, so he's just, like, preparing for the worst. There is a DD. That is pretty rough that Isurus is going to back off and get that. So they are going to try to push, just because they have the timing with 2 diebacks, I should say.
There's going to be the Hurricane Pike coming through. Lots of damage getting thrown out here. WIJ going to be able to stay alive a little bit longer. Laguna coming out here from the Lina. And try to throw out a bit more damage. Not going to chase too hard. Oh, okay, never mind. Gunnar sees that opening, and he wants that Rubik.
Gunner's like 2 or 3 heroes worth of damage right now. He's really difficult to deal with, and he's got an Aegis. So even though you have 2 people dead without buyback, just the Lina and Gunnar are enough to defend. It's a hard call to make, though, because you feel like you have such an opening that they use their buybacks in the previous fight, and you want to punish them for that.
Yeah.
But it's just a little too early that they can't really pressure the tower. Sniper doesn't do any damage to towers, neither does Sven, especially with that God Strength. And then Gunnar can just, you know, cut through your supports.
Well, I mean, is this the situation where BangBang has to kind of play around the God Strength timings every time that they know it's down, try to press the issue? Because this TA, like you said, is getting very, very strong. Has the Deso, has the Dragonlance, or not the Dragon, the Hurricane Pike online, and that Aegis too. So they can really kind of push the envelope here.
I think so, and the Golem. I think the Golem's probably more important at this point in the game, just because it's 23 minutes. So honestly, I mean, Sven's doing a decent amount of damage, but the Warlock Golem is where it's at. That spell is doing so much damage at this point, and it's a lot of control and
the Fatal Bonds too, being able to get that off.
So they have been doing a good job playing around it though, like taking the Roche when there was no Warlock ulti. Or
is Warlock going to be the one to tank this gank? It looks like that's going to be the case. As there's a giant Meltstrike coming out. Can they get the courier too? No, at last second they'll be able to go and fortify it. They see it using that trap. Gunnar not going to go for it though.
Once again, honestly, really good positioning from supports here. Like this Warlock being in that position and tanking the gank is sure he has the ulti, but this guy respawns in 22 seconds, right? He doesn't care. His core, his Omni survived the gank. His Sven didn't get killed. The Sniper didn't get killed, most importantly. So that's a really nice positioning from the 5-roll there. It's best when that happens to your 5. Like 4-roll, you could argue, especially if it's something like Alina, you don't really care that much. But your 5-roll just respawns so quickly.
But it also made it so that they were able to grab that tower too, right? In that mid lane, you don't have to worry about the Warlock Golem like we talked about.
It's true. It's true.
Looks like they might try to put some more pressure here on this top tower.
Kind of force staffs the creep forward.
Radiant's top tower is under.
We got places to be, right? We got places to go, people to see.
We did just have a long pause, you know.
True. Yeah.
Just trying to get this one over with, so to speak.
All right, 25 minutes. Runes are up. We do have a smoke coming out from the side of Isurus.
Husky has come back pretty nicely in this game. He's got his Radiance. He's second on the net worth of his team, behind the TA. Third net worth of the game, so he's actually having a pretty good one. And Wraith King is a serious late game carry now, especially with those skeletons. It's, you know, you do damage, of course. Oh, there's actually smoke coming around. I don't know if you want to run into the Wraith King though. This is the MJW is right here. He's gonna hit a good epi off of this, I think.
They're chasing down Husky. They're chasing for a really long time. I don't think that's a good point for them on the side of Isurus.
I feel like you protect your Wraith King here.
Although they go and they drop the rock here, the jump forward, WIJ, still chasing after him. They go and use the God Strength. Husky is going to be able to get himself away here. That's a pretty big thing coming out here. So they're going to try to chase back around, try to kite the Sven. And we do have MJW on the back line. He will get taken down, though, by the Sniper. And there's going to be the Laguna getting taken out here. WIJ will fall. Now you see Gunnar. He's chasing. He's slowed down quite a bit, though. He wants to try to get this Sniper. Hoshino trying to hide himself over here into the tree line. But they're still on the pursuit. Can they find him in time? Husky blinks forward. He finds Hoshino over here into the weave. It doesn't matter. The reincarnation is down, but you've got a TA. She's doing so much damage. They'll have to go and use that Guardian Angel. Hoshino, though, he's not going to be able to make it out of here. They're follow up with the Light Striker Eye with that Wraithfire Blast, and there's going to be the final hit coming out from Gunnar.
I mean, the simple explanation of that fight that I see is just you have the optimal situation happening for BangBang. You want people to go on your Wraith King. He literally just respawns, you know, and in the time that it takes to kill him and for him to respawn, everybody can get there, and then you're prepared to fight with that second life. It's unfortunate that MJW ended up dying because he's most of the counter initiation in terms of having that epicenter, and he's a lot of disable. But trading the Sven for a Sand King is definitely a worthwhile trade, and you can see that is very obvious when you have the Sniper ends up dying eventually, because without the Sven there's no fight. Without the Sand King there is a fight because Husky is now strong, and so is Gunnar on the TA.
I mean, the other thing, too, during that whole team fight was the fact it was split again. We've talked about this on multiple occasions. You know, if you can split up the fight and have people, distracted. WIJ, he took a lot of punishment as he was just so far ahead of everyone else. Although he finds, however, Husky knows that the reincarnation is down. There are some friends nearby, though. Wraithfire Blast is going to get used. And it looks like Gunnar does manage to find himself a kill on the Omni Knight in the top lane. They're going to try to run down this Rubik. Does have a Ghost Scepter. It's going to be the trap coming out here. Need a little bit more damage, and there it is.
Wicked sick.
It's nice to be an Abaddon. It's like one of the few 5 roles that you can play that you This is actually like a legitimate reason that I guess I keep harping on this. That the 5's like standing in the right position, but Abaddon is one of the heroes that can stand somewhere, get gone on, and actually survive as a support.
MJW might be dead here. Gonna try to get himself out.
Oh, he tried
Blink
to.
daggers on cooldown. WIJ though. Hills uses that shrine. The epicenter is going to get channeled up. In comes Husky. They use the God Strength, but they're going to be able to just slow him down. They'll go right back in again as they're trying to find the sniper, trying to get this Warlock just off of there. They'll be able to find that kill. BKB coming out now from Gunners. He tries to chase down WIJ, and they still see Hoshino over here. There's going to be the War Cry, giving him a little bit more. And the Warlock does buy back. No ultimate on him, though.
He does have the ult now.
Oh, does now.
I'm not sure if he didn't have it in the last fight.
I think at like the last second, like it just came up. Because
I think he was also just trying to sit there and upheaval, and he didn't want to cancel it because it was disabling like quite a few people. So and it was a little awkward. That was a little awkward of a fight for Isurus Gaming. I feel like that's a good place to fight. It's good to have your Omni gone on first. In this situation, he's very tanky, but with like the Rubik getting followed up on, and they didn't really have much time to respond. So it was just kind of like a mess. It's like a mess where TA just kind of picked off whoever the heck she wanted to.
I mean, it's really tough now because the TI does have that BKB online. You got the BKB online, you've got a Radiance on your Wraith King. You do have the God Strength on cooldown right now.
Actually,
and right now it feels like most of the damage... Like, Sniper, you know, he is slowly but surely, you know, building these items, getting more damage up, but it's pretty tough right now. I feel like they've really got to absorb a lot of damage before they can get things done on the side of Isurus.
It's a little bit of an awkward game to be Sniper because I don't know if Sven wants to run in and just like start fights and tank things. Like he doesn't really want to get kited, but
JW spotting out again here.
And neither does Omni. Like there's no Doom, there's no Sand King.
They don't have the traditional
It's honestly Omni, but
damage sponge.
Omni's a weird hero to be a damage sponge just because
you want him alive to be able to pull out the heals.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's so important. It's like a Dazzle. It's like your Dazzle being a damage sponge. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward, but still, that's probably what they want. They want this. They need the Sven to do damage. They need the Sven to follow up until the sniper gets huge. Then maybe Sven can run in and go crazy, you know, get himself killed.
Well, it's one of those strange things, right? Because generally, you know, we talked about the Wraith King, you know, he's gonna be a proper core, especially like further on into the game, depending on how he itemizes. And the sniper, of course, is gonna be able to kite him, but it's really who gets the jump on who, because if the Wraith King or the TA can blow up the sniper first, it's not gonna matter.
I remember Mason was picking a lot of Wraith King against Drow as a Drow counter. Mainly just because you get a blink and you jump and you just never let up, you know? You just like stick on the Drow. And I feel like it counters Sniper for the same reasons. Also, the heroes that are pretty good against like the Snipers and Drows, it's the heroes that used to get kited, you know? It's these heroes that they didn't have the move speed to keep on the Sniper, but now Wraith King does.
Nice pick off here on this top lane, WIJ. Be able to take down the Lina for 45 seconds now.
That's a God Strength.
That is a God Strength, yes.
100 seconds with no God Strength. I think you definitely take a fight when Lina's alive. It looks like they're actually even baiting it now. They just have MJW and Mario sitting mid behind Husky. They just go straight Roche. Oh, never mind. That's a Warlock.
That's a Warlock. That's a dead Warlock.
I suppose he just like walked through vision probably.
I think he was trying to deward maybe the trap or something, but Sniper at the last second, the TP gets cancelled. MJW has found himself a nice pickoff.
There you go.
And they'll be able to take him out. Does have buyback. He's down for 60-something seconds.
That is the hero to kill. Anytime there's a sniper in the game, it's just all about him, you know? Sniper, Tinker, Zeus, they just do so much damage if you don't go on them.
Well, now, you know, that's the issue, right? Is that...
He buys back?
Yeah, he's gotta do that. EA gonna get sent up. MJW, though, he's gonna be able to follow with the Burrow Strike. Big Melt Strike coming out. WIJ having to run himself away. Gunner gonna just walk away after here. They've got the fort out. They got the buyback out of the sniper. I think they're pleased with this right now.
I think they can fake back this.
Ooh, there's a double damage rune too.
Oh,
that's the Roche. The Roshan double damage rune, classic.
That is some convenience right there.
Somebody prayed to RNGesus this morning.
Yep. I don't know what to say when this happens. It's just Roche falls too quickly to contest this. You just can't contest.
You can't. No, you absolutely can't. You don't have God Strength up. You got a double damage on this TA right now as they find themselves this Omni Knight. There's going to be the silence thrown forward. They're going to try to chase after him. And he's trying to juke and just move around these trees. WIJ still nearby, as is the Rubik. They just really want to try to take him down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I have some lag.
I'm good. I'm in here. I'll do it.
I'm watching. Go.
MJW Sand King is just sitting in the sandstorm. For some reason, he's still upheavaled, even though I can't see the animation. All right, you take it.
All right. I'm looking at Jenkins' monitor right now.
I'll do the camera work.
All right, you do the camera work for me there, buddy. All right, so they're looking to move in over.
Yep.
And they're just waiting really, really patiently. You can see Sven. He's waiting very forward here. Okay, I'm back into the game now. All right, we got a Yules that just got picked up over on Sand King.
Love Yules on Sand King. You get dusted. You just Yules it off. It's really great because you can burrow in with Epicenter and your Sandstorm, and then Yules, and your whole combo goes off in like the Yules timing. So you can't just kill the Sand King when he goes in. And then after, you don't want to use anything on him because he's already used all his spells. So what's the point?
They have to be so careful that Hoshino doesn't get taken down here. They go for a smoke play over on the side of Isurus.
Yeah, that was a buyback from him. We talked about the fact that he needs to... Ooh, that's a nice one.
Ooh, they turned the tables on... Oh, man. They'll find a nice call on MJW there.
They trained God Strength for it. Did he use it with the Arcane? He did.
Yes, he did. He managed to... He actually grabbed it right before the Sand King turned around the corner. Rubik has the Burrow Strike. We'll try to slow down this TA. They'll follow a beautiful rocketing drop down with these... Chains coming out here, but there's going to be Gunnar. He's still chasing down this Rubik over here on the side. Will eventually pop that Aegis, but on the back lines here, Husky, he's still alive and kicking. He's going to keep running down people. They do have the Guardian Angel up and running. Gunnar, he's got the BKB going. Husky, he's trying to stay alive a little bit longer here. Nice Light Strike Array coming out here from Wolf. Is it going to be enough, though, is the question. No, there's going to be the Reincarnation. There's going to get slowed down. Gunnar finds himself the kill on Hoshino. He is down. They have no buyback on the Sniper now, as they're going to go right back in. Nice Burrow Strike, going to get useful back, trying to run himself away. Over on the back lines, WIJ. He's all alone. He's isolated. They've got the silence on him. He's got to run away. He's not going to be able to do it fast enough. That's a double kill coming out here. Both of the cores are now taken out on the side of Isurus.
Yep. Supports for cores. Gunnar did a really good job in that fight, zoning the Sniper. The Sniper was Omni-ulted, but he still continued to chase. And this is just one of those things where, like in Dota, you give an advantage to somebody, and it eventually will bite you, you know? Like Gunnar being level 25 meant that he has the Meld has a bash. So he just waited for the Sniper to run out of the Omni ult, and then he bashes him and just kills him in the bash timing. And it's like, if he's not 25 there, I don't think he kills the Sniper.
Oh, nice Burrow Strike coming out from Rubik. He's going to be able to buy a little bit more time as WIJ. He jumps forward, and he does not have that God Strength, though. He's going to try to just take down this TA, but the TA, she's got herself a BKB. She will actually pop, though. She's down for 98 seconds now with buyback. They do manage to defend here on this bottom as WIJ. He's still looking. He's going to be able to find Husky over here into the corner. Slow him down just a little bit. Has that Heavenly Grace online. Husky, he can't afford to go down. Will come right back up again. Has the Resurrection. And he is... MW... Oh, man. That Sand King. Really nice. Is it going to be enough to save him? Yes. It gets out his core just in the nick of time. The tip coming through, too. MJW, he'll take it. He'll get taken down, but he'll have saved his Wraith King.
What a player. Oh, my God.
That was some Craigasm coming out from you over there.
That was the most bro thing I've ever seen. He dies for it as well. You know, it's always great when the person who sacrifices it, like they actually end up dying. Because if they don't, it's like, you know, Fast and Furious, that movie. Let's say something like that, where like the main character's not gonna, like, you'll have one of those moments happen, but then nobody actually dies because it's always like the happy ending.
Yeah,
I feel like it's way more real.
It's bittersweet.
Listen, I'm not knocking Too Fast and Furious or whatever you want. I feel like I've incriminated myself here, and if you're a Fast and Furious fan, you know, that's fine. But what I'm saying is sometimes, you know, in real life there aren't happy endings. Sometimes somebody has to make a sacrifice for somebody else. Somebody actually has to, you know, take the hit. And MJW is just, you know, proving that in this game beautifully. He's a beautiful man.
He has been really on point. I would say that he's probably the MVP so far this game, with just the amount of, you know, initiations that he's been able to pull out, some of these saves too. It's been looking real good. Oh, Wolf, he wants to try to find himself a pick here. No, the Husky's coming in.
It's still...
We need I want a blink on this Wraith King. We don't have one, right? No, we do. Okay, never mind. I'm lying.
That was just some balls. He was just super far ahead. It feels like there's no blink of the Wraith King because he was he was going in like well
Look
before.
at them. They're hoping that maybe they can get a pick off here. They're hiding out in the tree line, waiting very patiently, hoping that maybe
that was one of those situations in Dota where it's like somebody's acting so aggressively that you're like, there's got to be somebody behind him, but there actually wasn't.
Does the TA, the bashes or stuns go through BKB now? Because Sniper just picked up a BKB.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like, yeah, it's a bash.
Okay.
I think it goes through BKB, which is the unfortunate thing is it doesn't go through the Guardian Angel.
JW again. Gonna try to duke himself away. The rest of the team, though, the cavalry is here. Rubik's gonna stay alive just a little bit longer. Look at this damage coming out, though, from Gunnar. He's gonna have to run himself away because they do have that BKB 4-step over here onto the high ground. Hoshino trying to run himself out as well. Husky's taking so much damage, he'll be able to take down the Abaddon too. This is not looking good for the side of BangBang now. Husky still trying, crawling, can't get there fast enough. And
Sven is doing so much damage. He's getting a lot of lucky crits, to be fair. But you know, when you have a dataless assault cuirass,
those BKBs really turned
almost.
it all around, I think, for them because they just recently picked those both up.
Oh yeah, that's a brand new BKB actually.
Yeah, they needed it. They needed because the lockdown that's coming out from this team otherwise.
Double damage.
He's kind of like pivoted his build. He was going for the kind of like anti-kite build before, where you just rush Echo Saber, be like greedy with how you farm with your cleave, and now he's come back to the BKB blink.
They have a double damage again over here on Gunnar. Can they take him down? They use the Laguna. There's going to be the Guardian Angel coming out at the last minute. Can they keep him alive for long enough? Gunnar, he's trying really, really hard to line up these side blades. Not going to be able to quite find the kills. Again, MJW comes in on the back lines. They need to take him down. They're not going to be able to find it just yet. The epicenter coming out, though. BKB is going to come out from Hoshina. He wants to stay alive. This TA, she can't afford to get taken down. She's down for another 99 seconds. They'll find the kill over on Mario. They'll find kills on just everyone. The buyback coming out here from the Lina. Lina, you got to get out of there now, baby. Run, Wolf, run.
That the Rubik does not have an ether lens, so
Dire's
it's a very hard catch. He's not blinking force either.
This is going to allow them to crack into the space now. Look at this.
Gunnar does have buyback, but without an Abaddon and without a.
I think he just let this lane go. Although, all right, you're going to see the TP coming out here. MJW, again, they have a gem, I think, on the Omni as they go forward again. Nice burrow strike, though, coming out from the Rubik that he gets that steal. They'll be able to take down MJW. They should be able to go take down the, on the back line, though, Sniper Hoshino trying to run himself away. They've got the BKBs up and running, though, on both sides right now. And this TA, she needs help. She needs somebody to get there, and they're not going to be able to find it in time. Gunnar is going to get taken down. No buyback on this TA. She's down for the count. The buyback now coming out from Husky. He wants to go forward here. He wants to try to defend, but he's just the only man standing. The GG gets called. Isurus turns this around, and they're able to go and get this victory off of BangBang.
Good lord, all in 2 minutes. That's what buybacks are in Dota.
Buybacks and BKBs, baby. It's the beast.
I was thinking that in 7.22 they might actually change it so that you can't throne without like taking a Rax or something like that, because this is something that always happens in Dota. This is something that we saw EG would do that a lot.
Yeah, no,